So, when women come to see me, outside of the abdominals, that's normally the number one thing you guys want to work on. The second most common area I get asked for help with is the underneath of the arm, the tricep muscle. It's a tricky one to get to. We all want it to be a little bit more toned. So today, I'm going to share with you a couple of really simple exercises that you can be doing at home that's going to start to build up some strength and muscle tone in that area. So, the first one we're going to go through is the bent over tricep extension. Now, if you're in a gym or if you happen to be lucky enough to have some dumbbells at home, the dumbbell really is the ideal piece of kit for this. But not everybody has sports equipment, and that's fine. But there's other things that you can use to just add a little bit of weight to the exercise. So today, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise using my water bottle. So fill this up to the top. That's a nice little weight that you can be using instead of a dumbbell. So here's what we're going to do. You want to stand feet hip width apart, planted firmly on the floor. You want to soften the knees, poke your bum out the back, use your tummy to support your lower spine, and draw the working arm up so it's nice and tucked underneath the armpit. Holding this position, keeping the elbow really high, you're just going to extend the arm behind you and draw it in. Extend and draw. You want to make sure you're not dropping the arm or swinging too much, and you want to make sure you're not jarring it. Keep it slow and squeezing. So depending on your strength, you might only be able to do 3 or 4, you might be able to get to 10. Find out how many you're able to do. Use that as your sort of your bottom marker, and then build it up from there, adding weight and adding reps. So the second one we're going to do is the seated tricep dip. This is probably something that you might be familiar with. You may have seen people doing it. It's probably one of the most common tricep extension exercises. But let's work out how to make sure that you can do it properly so you're not going to injure and hurt yourself. So number one, you need to have something firm to sit on, and firm is really key. So a dining room chair, a bench outside, or a patio chair if they're nice and formed. Do not use a bed or a sofa or anything that's squashy. If the surface is squashy, then your wrist is going to hyperextend and you're actually going to really hurt your hand. It's not giving you the support you need. So something nice and firm, okay? You want to have a seat with your bum cheeks right on the edge of the bench, okay? Right on the edge, so you're literally teetering on your sit bones underneath the pelvis. Hands either side of the body, arms nice and straight, but without pushing and punching up into the shoulders. So try and use some good form in your posture here. So, depending on your strength level, let's start at the beginning. So to start off with, all I want you to do is tense your arms without raising your shoulders, and just slide your bum forwards off the bench. So you're supporting your weight through the straight arms, and lift yourself back on. Do that 2 or 3 times to see kind of how you feel with supporting your weight on your arm. That may be as far as you can go right now, and you can build on it. So the next step is to start dipping the arms slightly. And this is where things can go really wrong, and this is where a lot of common mistakes happen. So here's how we want to do it. As you bend your arms forwards, number one, try and keep your elbows poking behind you. So they're pushing out behind you. They're not coming forward and rounding in the shoulders. They're pushing out behind you. Number two, as you start to go down, keep your back nice and straight. So you're going to go straight down and straight up. Another thing that I see going wrong quite often is that we swing forwards here in the knees. The spine almost scrapes down the seat and scrapes up. And at the bottom, again, try not to just sort of sit and punch in the shoulders. Try and actually use a little bit more muscle in the arms to support your weight. So again, just keep practicing going up and down. Step 1, step 2, see how far you can go. You should really feel the back of the arm doing work for that one. Okay, so here is my third top tricep tip. So for this exercise, we want to come down onto the floor, and you want to come forwards onto all fours, okay? So when you're on all fours, you want to have your knees hip width apart and underneath your hips, and you want to have your wrists underneath your shoulders. You also want to have a little bit of control in the core here, so we can hold a nice neutral spine. You don't want to just kind of sink in your back. So do try and tilt the pelvis and find that nice neutral spine. Now from here, again, depending on strength, there are several stages we can can go through. So number one, from all fours, bend your arms, but bend them underneath you. So your elbows are coming tucked into your rib cage and push. So you're going to feel weight right into the back of the hand, into the heel of the hand, nothing much in the fingers, and the elbows are coming nice and tight to the rib cage. Down and up. Down and up. When you do this, you want to try and aim your nose forwards of your hands, like a triangle. So something that goes wrong here very often is that we come back here and we start going up and down like this. And you're really not working anything there. You want to kind of keep that body in a nice plank so that your head is tilted in front of your hands. As you begin to get stronger, we can extend the arms forwards to make it a little trickier. So you want to step the hands forward so they're on a diagonal. Press the hips so you're effectively in kind of a kneeling plank position. So this is where abs need to be quite strong in order to support the spine. And again then, elbows tucking underneath you and pushing up. Again, that nose is pushing in front of the hands. When we're here, we want to be pushing and aiming that face in front of the hands and up. So everything from the knee all the way up through is working like a plank. The whole thing is really, really solid. And then of course, depending on your strength level, you can continue to build that until you take it all the way up into a full plank and we come down and push up through a full plank. That is really tricky. They're called military press-ups, don't be scared by the name, but they are really super intense on the back of the arm. So, there you go. 3 really easy exercises that you can do at home, anywhere, or even in your office. You don't need a lot of equipment, and they will start to get that underneath of the arm nice and strong and toned. If you've got any questions, concerns, comments, please let me know. I'm always happy to help.